Good morning. So today made a bit of a trip out away from the coast. We've ended up in some woods called Nettlesham Heath, and yeah, something a little bit different. Thought I'd get out. Done so much work on the coast over the last couple of years. I decided now's the time to be trying something different. And woodland photography, something I've not really done a lot of. So yes, I thought I'd come down and start giving this a bit of a go. So yeah, so here we are, Nettlesham Heath, just outside Thetford. Quite a nice area, quite peaceful. You can just hear a few cars in the distance and that. And with Leroy, who's disappeared somewhere into the undergrowth as well. But yeah, so quite a lot of silver birch just down here as well. So I'm focusing on those. The light is going to be coming up from the east, obviously, over in that direction there. So I'm hoping we're going to be getting a bit of light come slithering through the trees here and start to get a few nice shots. We've got some beautiful colours. We've got greens on the ferns with some golden bits and colours on there as well with the ferns. There's a nice mixture, so it'll make for a bit of an interesting foreground on the shots as well. I'm going to shoot slightly wider aperture than I would be for the seascape, so I want a bit of depth of field falling off from the main focal points in the trees that I'm going to be using for the shots. So yeah, so from there I'm going to go and see if I can get myself a decent composition, get this set up and see what we can get. So I'll catch you in a bit. Well, I've been trying for a couple of compositions now and everything just seems quite flat. And just a bit of a struggle, and everything's just really compact together as well. Trying to pick out some sort of individual trees within the trees, so picking out some sort of like, I don't know, what's the term? A bit of organisation within the chaos, a bit of, yeah, just something just to stand out, something just to poke out from all this chaos, all the mess, the clutter, and yeah, really struggling to find a bit of order. That's what I'm looking for, and something just upright, kind of standing out, standing proud. But I've got no light coming through the trees yet. The sun's just starting to poke out over the trees over there to my left, and I'm hoping once it does that it's going to illuminate coming through here a fair bit as well. But as it stands at the moment though, it's all just a bit flat and there's no pop, and that's what we're missing. We're just missing that extra little bit of like, oh, voila, a bit of light, just hitting off everything. We just work a bit of a treat. There's hardly a cloud in the sky, so I'm guessing once the light does come up, we should be in business. So it's just a bit of a waiting game, and I found a couple of nice spots that might work for compositions, but just with no light, it's just no game on really. So yeah, until we find that bit of light, we're a bit stuck really. So yeah, that's kind of one of the key bits of photography, I guess, isn't it? Light. So a bit of luck, we can see what we can do. Yeah, so I'm just going to go and traipse around, see what else I can find composition wise. I can remember where I've been. It's quite a working in a smallish area, but not just limit myself to this area as well. That way we can sort of look for compositions, and you never know, something might look slightly different from 10-20 paces to your left or to your right. So yeah, it's not, don't just stand in one spot, I guess. And I am struggling to find compositions here at the moment. I'm a little bit out of my comfort zone in the woods here, not something I normally do. I've dabbled a few times and got okay results then, but yeah, I'm at home on the coast where I'm normally shooting, but I thought it's time to mix things up as it's always been a bit the same. So yeah, so I'm going to go and see what else I can find before this light truly comes up over the trees just off to my left, and see what we can do. Well, I'll jump back in the woods now as the light is now slowly starting to trickle in through from behind me here and starting to land on the trees themselves as well. So with that, I'm hoping we're going to start getting a bit of illuminations coming through in some of the bracken ferns as well. And yeah, people are starting to appear. There's a couple walking over there, enjoying the morning walks and the morning light. And yeah, it's kind of cool. I think another 5-10 minutes, it's just going to be dropping down. You can really start to see the light starting to speckle on the trees up on here. It's still a little tiny bit high, but like I say, you don't want to leave these things to the last minute, because all of a sudden the whole area will just be swamped with light and it'll just be illuminated, and you're going to lose that magical feel of that light just bundling through. So as I said, I'm going to start getting my shots all set up, composition all in the bag, and take it from there. Well, there we go, starting to pick some shots now. So I've gone quite wide on the aperture on here. I've gone to f3.2. ISO is obviously very low, as you'd expect as well. Shutter speed's 10th of a second as well. What I'm starting to pick out though is I've got a group of 3 trees. Have a little look. So, those 3 trees just down there, and I'm shooting in portrait, so I'm going to get a bit of the tallness of the actual trees themselves. With that, we can, let's say, it's just going to, you're getting this light on the trees. You're not wanting to be getting the clutter to the either side. I'm wanting the light which is dropping down the whole tree on itself there. That's what's kind of selling this shot here for me as well. And yeah, if we... let's say if we were to shoot that the other way around in landscape, you're going to get some trees coming on the right and everything else as well. And a nice grouping of 3 on the trees works really, really well. There's actually a 4th tree, but you can't see it. It's actually behind the tree on the right as well. But this works kind of just how I was intending there, really, with the light just running up the tree. And yeah, it just gives a little bit of niceness to it. And you've also got a bit of light dropping on the trees behind the shot as well, that you can probably, you might be able to see on there as well. That's adding into the shot as well. And but you're getting that nice blurry depth of field because we're shooting at 3.2 on the f-stop. Yeah, so that's going to help as well. So I'm going to get some more shooting done, and like I say, just enjoy the morning. Well, I just picked off one last composition. Well, not one last composition, but composition. And just as the light, I think it's coming back now though. I think there's a little bit of cloud, must be just lingering up there with the sun as well. And the light was really nice. It's sort of running down this footpath, just going down here, catching off the trees as well. And I got a nice shot of that as well. I'd say a nice shot. I'm hoping it's going to be. It's not really something I shoot, so it's going to be a case of seeing what we get on the screen for definite. Obviously, if it's at the beach, I'd probably know straight away in the back of the camera. But it's really good to get out of your comfort zone every now and then. And that's what I'm going to do over this winter. I'm going to focus on more of this, explore some of the woodlands around where I live, and further afield as well. It's something different, something nice as well. And yeah, but that light is coming and going up there as well. It's struggling to just illuminate what's on that path there. So I don't know whether or not the camera's really going to pick up as much of that as we can. I don't want to underexpose it too much, or if everything just blends in, it just looks a bit, still looks a bit flat to me, really. And yeah, I think that's how it's going to end up looking on the shot. And I can see out in the clearing on there, on the pines, the light started to fade a little bit on there as well. And obviously the light is raising up a little bit into the day, but I'd expected it still to be a bit more light coming through the woodlands and sort of running through the trees. It was really, really nice, and all of a sudden it just turned off light just like that in a matter of seconds. So I'm glad I got the shot I did and then decided to film this clip here. Otherwise, yeah, I'd have been kicking myself, I think. But yeah, I think looking through what I've shot anyway, definitely got a bit of a nice mixture so far. And for probably what is probably about my 3rd or 4th adventure into the woods in my whole sort of photography career, yeah, I'm quite happy with what I got so far. So I think from here, unless I see anything else walking back towards the van, I think that it'll be calling it a morning, go and find some breakfast somewhere. And yeah, then we're off, and we've got some workshops a little bit later on as well. So yeah, we will be out and about. Just seeing something through there, just working out, is it a deer or a rabbit or something? But yeah, there's a head of something bobbing around. It's definitely not Leroy, anyway, who I came down here with. So I spotted him down there a couple of minutes ago. But yeah, again, so this has been Nettishall Heath, just outside Thetford. Really, really nice little spot. Quite enjoyed it here. Definitely a fair few bits to go at. And as always, I'm going to get out and about as well, check out a few different places as well, and just see what there is. I'm gonna just try and experiment a little bit more with my photography. And yeah, I've been shooting the same bits of Norfolk coastline and other areas as well for so long, and I thought, you know what, there's always some nice woodlands around. Let's give something else a go, really. And yes, I think with all the colours of autumn coming through, I think that's what's inspired me a little bit. So got a good month or so of all that before all the leaves fall off and everything else as well. So until the next adventure, take care and goodbye.